Way back in 2004, BMW unveiled the 1 Series, a car that was going to introduce the masses to the brand. It was launched using this rather psychedelic advert. Yep, this was the actual advert for the first 1 Series. The 1 Series' main appeal was that it was the only mass-produced rear-wheel drive hatchback on the market. It blended the everyday practicality of a hatchback with the rear drive balance that makes BMW the ultimate driving machine. But that was then, and this is now. The world we live in is a strange one. Emissions regulations and more demand on practicality and usability than ever before. The 1 Series has left its rear-wheel drive roots in the past and has adopted front-wheel drive. So then, this is the brand new F40 BMW M135i xDrive, the current hottest model in the new lineup. I currently run an F21 M140i Shadow Edition, and I adore it. It's the best car I've ever had. But this is the car that I'm most looking forward to driving this year from BMW, because it's such a change from that car to this one. This is, I think, an amazing looking thing. The exterior design, I think, is magnificent. The front is full of all these openings down here, and then you've got the gloss black splitter along the front, which looks fabulous. The kidney grills, now I know that they have divided opinion, they always do with BMW, but this M Performance model with the Syrian grey accents and the honeycomb effect just look amazing, and I can't wait to see one of those in gloss black. Along the side of the car you'll notice a big change. The profile now is extremely different, and that's due to the change in the technical department. So the engine up front used to be mounted lengthways, which meant that you could fit the big 3-litre 6-cylinder. But that meant that the bonnet had to be really long, which meant that the windscreen had to come back even further, which then reduced the space inside. But now that the engine is mounted across, we've now got a 2-litre 4-cylinder, which means that the windscreen can go forwards, which means that you get this sort of side profile. And I think it looks amazing, don't you? With the M rear spoiler here, these amazing Syrian grey alloy wheels, and also the gloss black along the side. You just don't see those accents on pictures. I think this just looks amazing, and against this stunning Mazzano blue paint, isn't it just a beauty? I adore it. I think it looks just outstanding. And then wait until you see the back of it. Just take a look at this rear end. Doesn't it look great? You've got the wraparound 3D tail lights, which just look outstanding. The model designation is in the Syrian grey to emphasise that M Performance nature of the car. The rear ducktail spoiler has these lines which just go over the top, and I mean, what can I say about it? Just look at it. It's outstanding. The gloss black down here just ties in beautifully with the rest of the car. These enormous air breathers here look amazing, and then you've got the twin pipes finished again in the M Performance Syrian grey. I think you can probably tell that I love the way this car looks, but that's only half the story. Let's jump inside and explore that incredible interior. The interior is truly stunning. It really is. You get so much standard equipment in here. The design has taken elements from BMW's GKL models, the X7 and the 8 Series. This steering wheel, every single piece of equipment that you touch in here feels exceptionally well put together. It really is a great place to sit. And then the standard equipment. Now, so on an M135i, you get unbelievable standard equipment. So we have the large iDrive 7 operating system, the new digital display down here, cruise control, dual zone air conditioning, heated seats, connected drive, an 8-speed sports automatic gearbox, and so much more. This really is an exceptionally well specified car as standard, and the M135i has these absolutely incredible figure-hugging M-Performance seats. But it's not only the quality of this interior that's increased. You can genuinely feel the difference in the space in here. The cabin is so much more airy. You can already feel there's so much more headroom and just breathing space in here. And then the space in the rear is exceptional. In the previous 1 Series, you'd struggle to get 3 fully grown adults across the back bench, and especially if they were above 6 foot. But this, you'd have no such trouble whatsoever. So, to my eyes at least, the new 1 Series looks better than the previous shape, and the cabin is a higher quality. But now, how has the change in underpinnings affected how the car drives? Well, what can I say other than that I am heading into dangerous territory here with this car, because, dare I say this, I think I prefer it to the M140. Is that controversial? I don't think it is, you know, because this car is brilliant. It really, really is. So the first thing you notice when you jump in here is just how unbelievably easy it is to drive and how comfortable it is. The 140 used to jump around a lot on the road. It was quite jumpy, it was quite bumpy, felt quite jiggly. But this, I'm in comfort mode, I'm just cruising along. It's a lot quieter in here than it is in the M140. I've got a fantastic display in front of me. I've got a heads-up display in this particular car as well, and it's brilliant. The new infotainment system in front of me is marvellous. It feels so solid. It feels such good quality. And then when you press on, so the car is better when you're cruising. And then let's pop it across into sport, drop it a few cogs. So, it is quick. It is a quick car. There's no doubt about that. 0 to 62 in 4.8 seconds. It's undeniably fast. Can you feel the lack of power over the 140? Yes, you can. I can't deny that. The gearbox feels quicker, I would say. I would say the steering feel is better. I think it just feels more secure on the road. And I think mainly it's due to obviously the xDrive system. Gearbox is great. Engine, yes. Okay, it doesn't have the character, doesn't have the noise of the M140, but let's be honest, it was never going to, was it? It was never going to. That engine was a masterpiece, and this, yeah, it's quick. It does cover, tell you what though, it covers ground exceptionally. I'm pretty damn sure that you could get a shift on in this much more capably than you could in the M140, and that is due to that 4-wheel drive system. Yes, it's a front-wheel drive biased 4-wheel drive system, but I think the big question is, can you feel that it's front-wheel drive? So if we accelerate out of here, you know, it just plants and goes. It sticks its heels in, it digs in, and it just finds the performance. So I think through country lanes like we're on now, it's quicker. Maybe not in a straight line, maybe it's missing that grunt and savagery that the M140 has, but I think it covers ground even quicker because you've just got so much more confidence with it, especially in wet conditions. The M140, for those people that have driven it, you know you can only really get the power down in bone dry conditions when the tyres are up to temperature. But this, you can pop your foot down anywhere, anytime, and the car manages it beautifully. Now this has got a limited slip diff on the front, whereas the old 140 didn't have one at all. And you can really feel the difference. It doesn't feel nose heavy, which was the thing I was quite worried about with this car. I thought, because now it's front wheel drive biased, it's on a different platform, it was going to feel like the nose we wanted to wash wide all the time, but I tell you it doesn't. It just feels beautifully planted. The steering feel is amazing, and then when you get to those really horrible crests and dips and bumps that we've got on the UK roads, it doesn't feel, in an M140, when you go over a crest and you're really going for it, you get that moment where you're like, oh, this is scary. The back starts to go and it's a bit scary, but this is so sure-footed and brilliant. It's amazing. You know, it's more than fast enough. For the UK roads, do you really need anything more than this? I don't think you do. And you're going to get really, really good MPG. I mean, it remains to be seen, obviously, when I get a bit more of time with one of these cars to see what actual real-world MPG will be. It just picks up and goes. You know, I think I'm falling in love with this thing. I really, as an M140i driver on a daily basis, I'm going to be completely honest now, okay? This is my honest opinion, this is my subjective opinion. When I first saw this car, I thought, oh, what have they done? I didn't really like the way it looked. I thought it was not going to be exciting to drive. I thought that BMW had lost their way a little bit, but sitting here now in the driver's seat, finally getting hold of one of these cars and actually driving it, I was wrong. I'll happily admit that I was wrong, because this thing within seconds has changed my mind. Absolutely changed my mind. It's so capable. I mean, it just picks up so well. The performance is more than strong enough. The handling is superb. The way that it handles our UK roads, I think, is the most impressive thing. Yes, on a track, I don't know, because I haven't driven it on a track, but this is where most of these cars are going to be driven. They're going to be driven on the public roads. They're going to be driven through tight, twisty B roads. And here, this car excels. It's better than the M140, and it's a masterpiece. I'm completely won over. I'm a massive petrol head, and I know that I'm probably going to get a lot of stick for saying it, but this, to me, this is worthy of donning that M Performance badge. What higher praise can I give? That I prefer this to an M140. How can it get any better than that? So then, there is my first impression and first drive of the brand new BMW M135i, and I think it's absolutely amazing. For any more information on the new 1 Series, do please contact your nearest Rybrook BMW retailer. And sure enough, when I get more opportunity to drive one of these cars, there will be plenty more content to come on the brand new 1 Series, including a first drive of a non-M Performance 1 Series, because I'm very intrigued by that too. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Please drop this video a like and subscribe to Rybrook TV.